Hi there, and welcome to a video on how to navigate this course on eCampus. We're currently on the entrance page, which is the announcements page. Anytime you come into our class, you'll immediately go into the announcements page and you'll be able to see any new announcements I posted. Right now you see that there are no announcements, but as the semester goes on, we'll have more and more announcements appear as I communicate with you through the announcements page, which also will email you. Let's look at the sidebar together. This is the main course navigation. So the first link is Start Here, which is the course orientation. You'll use this during week 1 to get familiar with the class. Inside of here are a few modules for you to go through and get started with the class. This orientation video will be the first thing you see. So you're already in here right now because you're watching this video. Beneath that, you can click over here. Move the screen a little bit. You can see the arrow. You can click through these. Meet your professor, there I am. The syllabus, the calendar, and so on. You need to go through all of these during the first week of class to familiarize yourself with course policies, how the course runs, things like that. Beneath that on the sidebar you have the announcements. The announcements will take you straight back to the entrance page where you can see the announcements if you need to. Below that is the syllabus. The syllabus is the most important document in the entire class. It will outline everything you need to know about how this class works and what you'll be doing. It's very important that you read the entire thing and read it carefully. There are a lot of times where you may have a question about the course. And the first thing you need to do is look in the syllabus. If you can't find the answer to the question about the course in the syllabus, then send me an email and ask me. But most of the time, the answer to your question is in the syllabus. Beneath the syllabus is the calendar. You can keep track of what we're doing on a weekly basis on this calendar. Do notice that it says it's tentative. That means that we might move a little more slowly if I find that we need to, or we might move a little more quickly if we're mastering things very well. But tentatively, you can see the lecture materials we're going to cover for the week, the reading that you need to do for that week, and the assignments that you'll do for that week. Beneath that is a really cool section of the class called FYI, You Need to Know This. There are 2 folders in here, the course policies and procedures, which shows you a PowerPoint on some expectations for you as a student in this class. A lot of the information is in the syllabus, but some of it's not. So you need to make sure that along with the syllabus, you review this PowerPoint very carefully during week 1. Also under FYI is MLA style. Everything you write in here has to be written in MLA style. If you don't know how to do that, or you need a little review, or you're working on a paper and you're suddenly not sure that you're doing it right and you want to check, there's a video here that shows you how to format your document in MLA style so that there are no errors. I expect you to review this video very carefully. I expect you to be very familiar with how to format MLA style, and I expect all of your papers and critical reading assignments to be in MLA style without error. This video will help you do that. Beneath FYI is course content. This is where you're going to do your actual work for the course. Every week, a new week will appear. Right now, you can only see week 1 because we're on week 1. But eventually, you'll see week 2, week 3, week 4, and so on. And the newest one will always appear at the top. Let's look inside the weekly module. Now you see we've got 2 major folders, lecture materials and assignments. So your lecture materials are what you want to look at first. They'll tell you what I expect you to get out of this week. And then you can move through the materials looking at the PowerPoints. This week we're looking at the reading writing connection, the reading process, and the writing process. And once you've reviewed those lecture materials and maybe looked at the textbook the chapters that go along with them, it's time to look at assignments. What am I supposed to be doing this week to apply this knowledge? So on the first assignments page, you can see that what you're supposed to read for the week is here as well. You see you're supposed to look at some chapters and, of course, start here. Then you've got some due dates. Our due dates for this class are always going to be Wednesday and Sunday. That will not change. You will have stuff due Wednesday and Sunday. So you see here we've got something due Wednesday and a couple things due Sunday. And the majority of your work is generally due on Sunday in this course. Now when you click the arrow again, it'll take you to the assignments so you can actually complete them. You can launch the discussion board, you can launch your journal, and you can launch the syllabus quiz for this week. And all the weeks are set up like this, so it'll feel very familiar every time you go in. Beneath course content, if you need to get into the discussion board a different way, you can get in it this way. And you can see the forum here. Let's talk about how we use the discussion board. Now, first, you see here's discussion board 1. You want to read all the directions. What am I supposed to be doing? You see that you've got part 1 is due this day, part 2 is due this day, and it'll close the same day that part 2 is due. So it's usually part 1 due Wednesday, part 2 due Sunday. Now when we get in here, if we want to actually get in there and post, we click on discussion board. And when we want to respond and do our initial post, we create a thread. From there, you can still see all the directions if you need them in front of you. Whoops. And scroll down and you can write your message. Now, subject is the title of your thread. Always title your thread something that goes along with the topic. For your first discussion board, I actually asked that you title it with your name because you're writing about yourself. But if you were writing about a piece that you read, you might use the title of the piece or something you noticed about the piece. But we'll just call it our name since we're giving an example of the first one. From there, you would click down in this box and you would answer whatever the prompt was. For this particular one, I'm asking you questions about yourself. So you'd type whatever you wanted to say in response to the questions, and then you'd hit submit, which is down here. Submit. From there, you can see that the new thread has appeared, and when your classmates are in here too, there'll be a whole bunch of threads. Now, you also are required to reply to your classmates, at least 2 different classmates on a weekly basis, so we're having a real discussion. When we do that, you'll say, oh, I want to respond to this thread, and you'll click on it. You'll read it, and then you click reply. You respond and submit. And there you can see the response. You can press OK, and it'll take you back to the forum of discussion board 1. So that's how you use the discussion board. Beneath the discussion board is the link to the ReadWrite website. We'll use the ReadWrite website on a weekly basis in here. It's the website that comes with your book. If you buy a brand new book, you will get access to this automatically. Now, how to register for the course is here. This is how you get on the website and register. Follow these directions very carefully. Do make sure you are in the correct course. Once you've registered, anytime we use the class, I'll link into this page. You just can click on the book and it'll open up the website. And here it is. This is where you log in, get in there. This site is pretty straightforward to use. Beneath that, if you're ever having issues with the ReadWrite website, is some information about ReadWrite tech support. The best way to get into contact with them is to give them a call. Their number is there. Beneath that is My Grades. This is where you can see all of the grades that you are earning in the course. I don't have any grades because I'm the instructor, but your grades will appear going down in a column. Beneath that is My eCampus Messages. This is just a little message system that we can use to talk that is on the private DCCCD server. And we can talk about grades and assignments on here if we need to. Remember that the syllabus says that you cannot talk to me about grades on email unless you're emailing me from a a DCCD student Outlook account. If you don't have that, then you can't talk to me about grades on email. But this is a place you can. It's a good idea if you use this and you send me a message to also send me an email telling me you sent me a message so I can get in here quickly and look at it. Now, beneath that is my information, where you click on My Professor. You can see information about me here, my name, my email address, my office phone number, where my office is, and my office hours. Now, this semester I'm expecting a baby, so I'm telecommuting. And I don't have office hours posted, nor will I be in my office hours. I will actually be mostly at home this semester. So if you need to meet with me or talk with me, it's going to be by appointment, and it's best to email me. I will be checking my voicemail off and on, but I won't be on campus this semester, so email is the best way to get in contact with me. Below that are your support services, where you can see things that you might want access to. Then below that is tech support for eCampus itself. If something is going wrong with eCampus, jump here to your Blackboard help. So that's pretty much the entirety of the class. Remember that anytime you sign in, you're going to pop in and see this banner at the top, and you'll know you're in your Developmental Integrated Reading Writing 0305 course.